So this is all of the organized chaos before the race. Got all the drop bags sorted out. Just about, haven't done nutrition yet, but all the gear and everything else laid out, getting packed up, and then we'll put the nutrition on top. All right, made it out to the start line of the Arizona Monster 300. Right there. And found a little place in the shade to sit down for the next just under an hour. Group 2 just left at 1 o'clock, and then my group 1, will be leaving at 2. And we're going to be getting on after it. So this will be the last time I'll be sitting down for a while.
3, 2, 1.
All right, day 1, just hit the first aid station and loaded up on a bunch of fluids because this next section is a little over 22 miles. It's really beautiful out here. Couldn't ask for a better day. Beautiful weather, plenty of cloud coverage, not too hot. So, let's go see some more of the desert. This is insane. Look at this. This is fucking gorgeous. Insane. Look at this. Looks like a freaking painting. All right, so night number 1. Ooh, look at that, we got the moon up ahead. It looks tiny in the video. Okay, it looks kind of big. Night number 1, I just crossed over the Gila River, and there was an aid station right before that. Gila River aid station. It was aid station number 3. It was a first aid station with a drop bag. Starting to get a little nauseous going into it, so sat down. They had some warm food, so got a couple egg, bacon, minimal cheese quesadillas, smashed those by the fire, ordered a second 2, got those wrapped in foil to go because I was getting pretty sick with just gels and bars up to this point. And shit, I'm only 45 miles in. Whew, got a ways to go. But yeah, I think I'm feeling how I should be feeling for this point in the race. It's gotten really cold, so got a decent little climb going straight up for the next 8 miles. So that'll help heat me back up. And yeah, I don't know if you can see all the lights across the way, but more headlamps in the mountains and the stars up above. Pretty special out here. All right, the adventure continues. All right, so day 2, sun just came up, got through the second hardest climb of the course last night. Coming into the tortilla aid station, I was a walking zombie, so I decided to lay down for 25-ish minutes. I maybe got 5 to 10 minutes of kind of sleep. I could still hear everybody talking and stuff, but I was didn't think I was going to be able to make it to the morning sunlight, and so smashed a couple coffees, got the nap in, ate a couple cup of noodles, and we're back at it. And just getting the feet up for a little bit definitely helped me not feel as much pain right now in my feet and my legs. I'm sure the sunrise is helping too with the circadian rhythm and the food, and just like being able to settle for a little bit. I was having a really sour stomach last night and I couldn't hardly get anything down. So while I definitely lost some time, I think it was the right decision, especially considering I'm just now at mile 60. And interestingly, that night section felt so much harder than like 100 night section. I think like mentally more than anything, just because my heat didn't start until 2 p.m. So maybe it was having the full day, I don't know. But yeah, I was just a lot more tired during that night section than normal. But the sun is up. Letting it come in my eyes for a little while before I put the shades on. I took the jacket and the beanie and all the stuff off because as soon as that sun popped over, it got hot quick. So yeah, now I'm gonna try to see if I can make up a little bit of time here. All right, here we go. So one of my buddies who's also running this race, he came up behind me. He's like, "Hey, you know you're limping?" And I think the pain in my foot has been so bad for so long now that I'm not even noticing that I'm limping anymore. Probably not a good thing. Still feel it. I definitely don't want to be compensating for the next 30 miles? 235 miles? Delightful. So I'm out here, day 2, it's much hotter than day 1. Not really. Need a cloud cover. And at hour 22, I just had my first hallucination. There was this big old lizard on the side of the trail, and upon closer inspection, it was just a mangled up little tree branch on the ground. Fun. Whew. I need sleep. Alright. Well, just got done with a little 10-minute trail nap. Get back out there, keep moving. All right, so big milestone, just hit 100 miles and hit that in just under 31 hours. It is night number 2, and today was a rough one. Had to stop multiple times to tend to the feet, and then in these longer distance races, usually you end up staying at aid stations a bit longer than you would in a 100-mile race, because you want to take more time to try and eat some solid food, especially when your stomach isn't wanting you to eat much processed food, gels, bars, stuff like that. So trying to fill up and even take some stuff with me on the trail from the aid stations. And it's been working. It always helps when the sun starts to go down and it cools off. Gives my GI a little bit of reprieve. So, only about 200 miles to go. Whew, let's finish strong. Here we go. Hallucination update. I just thought I saw an incredibly massive corgi on the side of the trail, but it ended up being some rocks. Okay, that is all. Hallucination update. I thought, almost fell off the side of the trail there. Awesome. Hallucination. Thought I saw a big old rattlesnake curled up in the middle of the trail. It was actually a rock, and the rain had just made part of it a different color. It looked like a coiled up snake. And then about 10 yards behind that was a big rat, but that was also just a rock. Okay, we continue. Alright, update. I took my first long rest at, I believe it was called Tiger Mine. Slept for 3 hours. Delightful. And had to spend a bit longer when I got up. Probably a full hour tending to my feet. I had, have some gnarly fluid-filled blisters that I had to pop. Decided to take off a lot of the tape that I had originally put on, pop the blisters, do all the things, wrap them back up. Feet are still talking to me. But yeah, we're back on the road. A little, about 105 miles in. I think this next section's kind of chill compared to what we've done so far. And then we have the biggest climb of the day, Mount Lemon, which is, I want to say 14, 16 miles straight up. A little over 6,000 feet elevation gain, if I remember correctly. I could be completely wrong. But I had originally put my drop bag with a change of clothes up there because I was hoping to be up there to take my 3-hour nap. That did not happen. So I timed it out to where I slept here so that by the time I make it up there, hopefully the sun will have come up and I can see myself going down much better on the backside. So here we go. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. You gotta be okay with your own juice. All right, so officially day 3. I just left the Mount Lemmon aid station where I spent way too long, 90 minutes there, and mainly because I saw the medic and Becca was able to help me with my feet because I was going to clean off my feet and re-tape and re-lance all my blisters, and I ended up having a lot more than I realized on the underside of my foot and toes that I could not see. She said it was not a pretty sight. And but she took care of me. She wrapped it all up, and I'm banking on the fact that that extra 90 minutes is going to make my feet feel at least a little bit better, so I can run a little bit faster when I am on runnable sections. Right now it's pretty technical downhill, so we're taking it easy. But thank you very much, Becca. You are a blister wizard. And hopefully these puppies can stay as they are for the rest of the race. That is the goal, because gosh, at least the last 2 aid stations, maybe 3, I was having to take my shoes and socks off and puncture blisters that had gotten fluid filled, and then they would fill up again. And anyways, so back at it in this beautiful terrain. So coming down backside of Mount Lemmon, feet are really hurting. So I gave myself 5 minutes to lay down, put my feet up, try to drain them out a little bit, shake them out. And I probably fell asleep for like 1 minute right there at the very end before my watch went off to tell me to get my shit going again. So we're going again. All right. Hallucination update. Earlier today, I saw a penguin on the side of the trail pointing the direction I was supposed to be going. And yes, he was pointing in the right direction. He wasn't trying to trick me. That was just actually a tree stump. And then, past couple days, I've been hearing like people running up behind me, and I'll often turn around, especially if I'm on a single track, because somebody's coming up faster than me. I'm going to let them pass. And a lot of times, just about every time, Nobody's there. All right, that's the update. All right, so night number 3, back out in the desert. Came down backside of Mount Lemon, which was just as steep and technical as going up it. 17 miles to Charlotte Gap Aid Station, and oh gosh, I think with about 8-ish miles left, the big blister on the outside of my big toe filled up again, and was pressing pretty hard into the shoe, so that made for an extra slow, extra painful last 8 miles ish into Charlotte Gap. But one of the other medics, John, was there. He took a look. As soon as I pulled my sock off, you could see the big bulge through the tape of the blister that had bubbled up again. So he delicately pulled the tape off so he wouldn't rip the head off the blister, and lanced it, got it a little bit more open, so hopefully now when it does want to fill back up, it'll just kind of drain and leak as I continue on and won't cause any more significant amount of pain. Whew. So that's where we are now, headed to the Catalina Aid Station, a little over 12 miles, and yeah, we're going, we're doing it. Giddy up. All right, so I want to make sure I documented everything. Sun's about to come up. Last night was really fucking hard. Probably on the easiest section of the race. And had 3 blisters. Swell back up. Thankfully, that guy who I had seen was actually at the aid station right before she left. I made it in, and she was able to take a razor and splice through the tape that she had done and pop those blisters for me. God, I'm in so much fucking pain. Everything fucking hurts. My feet are so swollen. I'm changing into road shoes because this next section is a little over 18 miles on a bike path. And so I had road shoes in my drop bag, and I couldn't even fucking get them on because my feet are so swollen. I was so tired, and it's so fucking cold. And so I laid down at the aid station and I slept on and off for about 3 hours. And I finally got up. It's still fucking cold. Feet are still fucking frozen and swollen. So I unlaced the top hole of my shoes so I could barely get my feet in now. And I also, just in case I'm not left out here with no shoes at all, I'm carrying my trail shoes, which I think I'd be able to get back into since I was able to get into them barely last night. I have chafing all up underneath me. Got rashes and cuts around my waist, where my belt is. My knees fucking hurt. I'm just in so much pain. I'm only halfway there. A little over 150 miles. I'm still upright. Still able to move. And I'm grateful for that. So we're going to keep going. So I'm still wandering through the desert. Having a good cry. Trying to somehow crawl my way back out from this low place. It's so bad. Sun's up. I'm alive. Another day. Day number 4. God, I'm so lucky to be able to feel this. I'm so lucky to be able to feel all of this. And do this. God, I just gotta stop fucking crying so much. I'm gonna get dehydrated out here. There it is, bring the humor to the game. That's how you can crawl back out. Fuck. Come on. Stay with it. You got this. You've come this far. Alright, we continue on. And so I found a spot to kick my feet up. Take a little trail nap, because I was literally falling asleep walking, and then I was like zigzagging, and that just adds a lot of mileage, so we don't want to be doing that. So you're going to turn it low. Did I just fall asleep again? Fuck me. Alright, gotta get up, keep going, keep going. All right, so middle of the day, hottest day so far. I think we're up in the mid 80s now. Yeah, I just had a full morning of working through my demons, and we're here. We're out on the other side, feeling a bit better. Spent 3 hours at the last aid station. Becca just happened to be there again. She had to lance, 3 of my blisters again, so they just keep coming. So thankful to her for doing that. Feet feel a little bit better now that we're out of the aid station. But I also took a long nap. I think I got about 90 minutes in there. And then the other 90 was just, again, the feet and getting myself all packed up, bandaged up. Super nice to see the Jordans. Paula Scott, saw Brad right before he had to leave for his pacing duties. Paul Zaney helping me get everything loaded up. So thankful to them, and just to see some friendly faces out here. I'll tell you what, you walk around the middle of the desert for a while, and now we're on this bike path loop in Tucson. So seeing more people, but friendly faces are just so nice. Pack's super heavy right now though. I gotta load it down with hydration and as much ice and food and all the things I need, because this is a little over 21-mile section. Again, heat of the day on this hot tarmac. So it's all about heat management. I'm probably gonna have to walk it out, hike it out for a while, just with how heavy the pack is, but then also the feet. So maybe I can slurp some of this down and then get a little ultra shuffle for some miles. So we'll see how it goes. Funny story that I just remembered. The last aid station when I was taking a nap was at in the parking lot of this high school, I think it was. Super hot out, and they had the medical tent and some cots. And so I got on one of the cots, covered up with a blanket, because when I got into the shade, I immediately got super cold, but the cot was on the edge of the tent. So as I continued to sleep and the sun shifted to where my feet, my lower limbs were now in the sun, I remember waking up constantly with my feet on absolute fire, but I was physically shaking because I felt so hypothermic and I couldn't get this big wool blanket wrapped around me enough. Weird. All right, so 2 stories from yesterday that I think I forgot to record. Or no, wait. One was yesterday and one was the day before. I don't know what the days are. Another hallucination update. When I was coming down the backside of Mount Lemmon, I saw a little penguin pointing me with his little fin in the direction of the trail that I should be going, and he wasn't lying to me. I appreciate that, but it ended up just being a little tree stump. Second story was, came up on this runner, long section, middle of the day. We had at least 3 hours to go, and asked him how he was doing, and he goes, "Oh man, I messed up pretty bad." I was like, "What happened?" He said he took a nap at the previous aid station and he just got up and went. He forgot to fill up all of his waters, so he was out there with just a half liter of water for this really long section. And for some reason, I don't know why the universe was telling me I had an extra liter of water, and I was like, I'm just gonna carry it for this section. It's gonna be hot. I'll just make sure I'm super hydrated. It's fine. And me having that allowed me to not put myself in a place of danger and help out a fellow runner. And that was actually reciprocated to me even beforehand when I was running. And the exact moment that my puffy jacket fell out of the mesh bag on the back of my backpack, a runner had just happened to catch up to me. He goes, "Hey, I think you dropped this," in the middle of the trail. And I knew I should have done better in actually like stuffing it inside my pack, but I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you so much. Just shove it back in there for me, please." And he did. I didn't check on it, and it ended up happening again. But there were some bikers on the Arizona Trail, and they came through. They were like, "Hey, did you lose your jacket a little ways back there?" I was like, "Oh my gosh," 2 times in the span of an hour. And the universe is just looking out for me, allowing me to look out for other people. And that's one really cool, special thing about this ultra running community is all like-minded people, really nice. You know, we're out here doing our own things, but we're doing it together. We're all in that combined, you know, group suffering. And I think that's why some of the bonds that people build out here are so strong. So that's my TED Talk for the sunset. Yeah, there she is, walking next to the Air Force Base. She's probably gonna ask them too. Yeah, literally within 60 seconds of me recording that last video about being out here in the universe, just like doing its thing, this lady pulls up. She's like, "Hey, good work. Do you need any water? I have extra water." Because this is a really long section. We've done it in the middle of the day, the heat of the day, and we're on this bike path. It's super hot. It's a little over 21 miles. It's like people looking out, universe looking out. You gotta love it. Hi, buddy. Can I come by you? Hi. I just wanna go up the hill. Can I go up the hill? Is that okay, friend? Okay, sorry to disturb you. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Oh, there's just more friends. Hi. Sorry. Hi, friend. Yeah, you're fine. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Oh, they're everywhere. Hi. Oh. Okay. You're okay. All right. It is night number 4, I think. I'm not really sure anymore. Time is escaping me at the moment. But it is night, and we're moving. We're still rolling through the desert. On the side of a 2-lane highway right now. Small highway, I guess. Just past the 200-mile mark. Woohoo! So just only 100-ish miles to go. I took a little trail nap there. Set my alarm for 10 minutes, but woke up at 7. I was in that time span where I rubbed my feet and picked them up. I got extremely cold, started shivering, and I wasn't really getting any good rest anyways, because I would start to doze off. My nose is really clogged up from all the dust, so I started snoring, and my snoring would wake me up, and then I'd repeat, recycle. It's like, not worth it. I'm getting cold, getting stiff. So I got back up, and we're moving again. So, that's the update. Cool. Alright. So, been going all night. Haven't stopped at the aid stations more than just kind of repack my gear and get ready for the next section. About 8 miles away from the aid station. I'm gonna get some sleep at. I think it's like maybe 3 in the morning. Coming downhill. Rolled my ankle really bad. Felt it and heard it pop. But gotta keep going because it's cold out here. There's nobody around. So, yeah, we're just gonna, do what we've been doing. Making friends with the pain. Keep on pushing. Here we go. Alright, so I'm not sure if I made a video of this already, but I wanted to document it. My really low lows the other morning, I was crying pretty much throughout the entire morning, afternoon, having that little pity party for myself. Every time I would come back. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. I thought that was a tarantula. Oh, those little flowers blowing in the breeze. Fuck me. Alright. Back to the story. Yeah, every time I would get that massive low and start crying, feeling sorry for myself, it all came back around to gratitude. And you must be like, I don't know, why would everything circle back around to gratitude? It was interesting to kind of see that pattern evolve as I was continually going through it. And what I think, so my body is in extreme pain and working through it, but how lucky am I to use my body? How lucky am I to be on this adventure up in these mountains, up in this desert with some incredible other people, some incredible athletes running as well. How grateful am I, and how lucky am I to be able to feel all of these feelings across the spectrum. Yes, many of it's pain, but wow, to feel it so deeply is a gift. And so I found that pattern coming back to gratitude every time I got low. Now, contrast that, first, the other thing I wanted to note is kind of the difference between the second night and I think the third night, or second day, third day, whatever. Second day is when things start, when things start to really hurt physically. And in that third day, you are just expecting it. Everything is an intense pain. You know something's there, always there, hurting. And so while the physical pain is the most daunting thing to overcome on the second day, I would say that the most daunting thing to overcome on the third day is the mental pain. And what I mean by that is the mental pain of knowing you've pushed your body to a limit to where it cannot physically go any faster in given circumstances. So, where does that lead us? Well, if you know that you cannot, over this terrain, move faster in 3 miles an hour, and you have, let's say, 12 miles to cover, 15 miles to cover, you know going into that section that pain is going to be there 4 hours, 5 hours, and you just have to fucking accept it and get through it. And so the realization of just making friends with the pain, and there's that quote, you know, you make friends with the pain and you'll never be alone. And it's so true. And that leads me to the final thing that I've been working through up in this final section. A bit delirious, I haven't slept. And unlike the gratefulness that we came to, I've been using a bit of rage. And what do I mean by that? Well, I feel like the universe is testing me. On a downhill, I rolled my ankle pretty bad. Heard it pop, felt it pop. I have some incredible chafing in my undercarriage area, and every step hurts. I have chafing and rashes and blisters all over my body, on my lower back from my heavy ass backpack, on my upper arms from the grippies on my arm sleeves. My diaphragm feels like it's inflamed, and I'm having trouble breathing because it's just been overworked. I can't bend over and continue to breathe. So when I put on my shoes, I'm forced to hold my breath, and I can't breathe until I sit back upright. My lips are chapped. I'm sunburnt. All of these things. My feet fucking hurt. Holy shit. My legs, my knees, all of it. And yes, I'm giving it a voice right now because I want to explain this. Normally, I don't give those things a voice. You might hear me say, oh yeah, my legs are talking to me. But I don't give that voice. The only reason I'm giving it a voice here is so you understand that now, this past few hours on this section, I've been using that, fighting against all of those demons that are trying to slow me down, that are trying to not allow me to complete this goal. And I'm saying, fuck you, I'm getting this shit done. And you know what? Adrenaline is a hell of a fucking drug. And it's keeping me going right now. And I know that if I stop, I'm a dead man because it's freezing and I'm sweating underneath this jacket. As soon as I stop or I hit a cold pocket, I start to get really cold really fast. So I have to keep moving no matter what the demons are saying, no matter how, don't know if you saw that lizard, no matter how loud they're yelling at me, no matter how big and ugly and nasty they are, I'm fighting them off. I'm fucking each one of them up. And we're going. And we're not going to stop until we get to the next aid station. And then, yes, oh my God, we are going to stop. We're going to sleep. And we're going to take it from there. One aid station to one aid station. That's how we get it done. All right, let's keep this fucking going. Final note on that last topic of using the rage, using that negative self-talk to fuel you. That can be extremely powerful, but you have to make sure not to abuse it. If that's all you utilize your entire life to get shit done, you're going to end up a really lonely person that not a lot of people like. Yeah, you're going to be successful. You're going to be able to use all that rage to get where you want to go in life, but at what cost? Now, earlier in my life when I was younger, I used that. Said, oh, I can't do that, let me prove you wrong. And I would use that as motivation to prove them wrong. But again, there comes a time when you cannot do that all the time, and you have to shift to utilizing different strategies to continue to motivate you and push you to where you want to go. So just that little side note, very, very important. That negative self-talk is powerful, but you got to make sure you use it in the right way.
I got 2 hours of sleep, really 90 minutes, and then the heat woke me up. Then I tried to fall back to sleep for another 90 minutes. It was just too hot in this tent. The sun is beaming down here in Cape Zimmerman, so I think I got about 2 hours.
All right, so what just happened here is you were fixing my feet.
Yeah, there was a black widow closing in on his ankle, and
And you saved my life.
it's the fastest he's moved in days.
So good. So good. Oh, man. All right. Day 5, maybe? I'm not sure. But it's day. It's sunny out. It's really hot out. Made it into the aid station, Cape Zimmerman, last night, I guess this morning, right as the sun was coming up, and was able to sleep for 90 minutes. I was really, really hoping and looking forward to 3 hours, but it got so hot in the tent that they had the cots in that I could only stay asleep for that first 90, and I tried to lay there for another 30 or so, and just my body wasn't allowing to fall asleep because, again, just way too hot. So started organizing stuff. Medic came in to check on my feet, release some of the blisters that had built up with fluid again, retape a few spots, and at one point I'm laying on my stomach and he goes, "Jump!" And I could tell in the tone of his voice that something was wrong, so I jumped up off the cot, and this black widow ends up falling off me onto the floor, and he comes over real fast, stomps on it, and has the red hourglass on its belly, and he said, "Yeah, just crawled right across your leg." And I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what if that was the thing that took me out of this race? That would have been incredibly unfortunate. But didn't happen, and glad it didn't happen last night either, because who knows how long that spider was in that tent. Yeah, it's a hot one day. It's hotter than yesterday, and it's supposed to continue to get even more hot. So we'll see what happens when I get to the next aid station, what time it is. I'm going to try to wait out the heat a little bit, because the following one is another super long one. Yeah, I think that's it for now. All right, update. Got to the aid station out here in the middle of nowhere. Forgot the name of it, but ended up taking a nap. I was gonna try to sleep for 90 minutes, but when I passed out, the sun continued to move, and then was hitting my back and warmed me up. And so I only got 45 minutes, and then I loaded up with, I think, like 6 liters of water, a bunch of ice, and now we're heading back out for an 18-mile section with a decent amount of gain. Whew. All right, the journey continues. All right, night number, I have no idea, but this has been a really rough night section for me so far in regards to how my body's performing. I think I'm so sleep deprived at this point. And honestly, I'm probably not, I'm doing okay with nutrition, but not as much as I should. And so there's probably the energy availability thing, but then also just the neural drive to contract the muscle fibers. Who really knows? But I'm at like 25 to 30 minute miles. I'm going so slow, and I feel like I'm going as fast as I can. But to an onlooker, I must look like a freaking snail. Also, hallucination updates. Just a few minutes ago, I saw the Grim Reaper, big Grim Reaper, standing next to a tree, waiting for me, just right on the side of the trail. I actually slowed down because it was pretty creepy, and it ended up being like a big burnt stump of a tree, like a tall, I don't know, it was weird. And then right before that, I was having like this outside of body experience, and it's like, this is probably the first time that I've felt slightly unsafe. So needless to say, since I haven't been able to get good sleep, I don't think at all yet, really. I'm gonna try to get a solid sleep here at this aid station, and then and see if that helps all of these things I'm dealing with at the moment. Okay, that's it. All right, hit the aid station. Got some food in me. Slept on and off for 3 hours. It was freezing cold. Still is super cold. So the sleep quality, not the best. But now we're back out and heading slight uphill, which is nice. It's taking it super easy, walking it out. Keep the body warm again. And I think it's going to be ultra sexy pace for a little while, because things are talking to me and not allowing me to move as fast as I'd like. But that's okay, because we're here and we're doing it one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Relentless forward progress. Let's fucking go. Well, the sun is back up. It's popping over the ridgeline. And how lucky am I to see the sunrise again? The sun will keep rising forever, but I don't know when my last one's going to be. But everybody has one. Everybody has that last time they're going to see the sunset. Oh. So, on that fun note, I don't even know what day it is. The sleep helped a little bit, and now I'm back where I was, but in a different place. I'm falling asleep as I'm running, tripping over rocks and shit with my eyes closed. I need to pull over at some point very soon and take a trail nap. Oh, so that's coming up. Alright, just took a 10-minute nap. Mentally feel a little better. I think that's it. Okay. Look at this service.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so Brian and I linking up for what, the last 40 miles
Yeah.
here?
That in 22,
Yeah, last 40 race.
38
Yeah,
plus.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we were going
From
back
the leg
and forth
before.
before that, though.
yeah. With Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And even last night.
fellow boundless coach Scott pacing this section. And
Loving
then, loving it.
Loving it.
And then Brad's going to tag back in. And so I've just been tagging along with these guys.
They said it was going to be hot and hilly, but
I ain't seen none of that yet.
None of it.
me either.
No hotness, no hills, nothing out here. So, no, 21, a little over 21 mile section, middle of the day.
We're at mile 7 of 21.
Is that all?
Are you shitting
It
me?
Is that all?
It feels
We're
like
only
we've
at
been-
mile 7.
I feel great. We're at mile 7.
It feels like mile 280.
Oh my gosh.
It is mile 280, but
Oh
on
my
this segment
gosh.
it's mile 7.
Oh my gosh. All right, I need to use a gel then. Okay, here we go. Fuck. All right, so we are walking back out from the final aid station, and we're gonna hit that finish line soon and get this race in the bag. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. Let's go get these 300 miles. Let's fucking go.
Okay, so we come up and we pick a belt, right? But you have to, a belt buckle, but you have to find one that really means something to you. So we're doing a lot of searching, and then there's this one. It's a secret, right?
What's that one?
What is this one? It's the mystery box.
Mystery box.
The mystery box. So, your
Kind
runner
of like
here,
picking up a stray dog, really.
your runner here is chosen the mystery box.
Fantastic.
And he's hoping it's going to match the dancing boots.
The dancing boots?
The ostrich dances.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Are we ready for this?
We're ready. We're ready for
Alright,
the
let's see.
unveiling.
Yes.
All right. I like it.
Perfect.
Yes.
Color.
Let's go.
Let's
Go
go.
home. Take your